let's get into something that's a little bit more fun and not so hardcore, but also interesting. I heard months ago that you'd been involved in a secret film project. We now know what it is. What more can you tell us about your project with the Wachowski-brothers, of course, of Matrix and V for Vendetta fame?
I'll tell you what, that was the most bizarre movie shoot I've ever been on in my life. I have no idea what the end result of this movie will be. I haven't got a clue, and I'll tell you why. These guys, they're way out there, but they're great people, I'll tell you that. But these guys are on another level when it comes to creativity. Alex, what they did to me, here was my role. They brought me in, and I spent an hour and a half. Here's what I do know. The movie will take place 100 years in the future. So I come in, and they do an hour and a half makeup job on me, to where they put me in almost like a wetsuit type thing. They gave me multicolored dreadlocks all the way down to the middle of my back and my shoulders. I get a big, huge Fu Manchu type goatee beard with the beads in it and all that stuff. And then they gave me in the center of my forehead it looked like almost a third eye. Right? and here was my part. I didn't have to memorize a line. Lana Wachowski sat across from me, and simply all they wanted to do was ask me questions about how I felt about the war in Iraq and the whole Bush-Cheney thing and all of that stuff, and they allowed me to just vent. But the way I looked, did you ever see John Travolta what he looked like? And it was a bomb of a movie, but that thing, Battlefield Earth?
Oh, yes, I saw it.
That's about what I looked like, even more bizarre. And so I'm sitting there looking this bizarre, talking about things that are a passion to me right now, and just allowed to freewheel. So I'm going to be very, very interested. I can't wait to see what in the hell this movie's about. And I'll get us back to the Huffington-Post for a moment. Ariana Huffington was next. And they had her decked out. She looked like the Queen of Sheba or Cleopatra. And I assume they did the same thing with her.
Now, was there blue screen behind you, or did they tell you anything else about?
Well, no, I did it. There wasn't any blue screen or everything, but then they took me in another room, and they did that modern technology where they have you face all different four directions and do all that stuff with your body to where they can actually recreate you without you being there. Yeah,
so they're going to insert the virtual reality version of Jesse Ventura into whatever dreamscape they want.
Exactly. I can't wait for this film to come out, because it was the most bizarre shoot that I've ever been on in my life. The only shoot that could at all compare to it was when I did that episode on the X-Files. Jose Chung from Outer Space, which I might add, by all the X-File crazy people that watch that. I shouldn't call them crazy, but all the, the passion people that watch the X-Files and all that. That one made it into, I think, the top 10 X-Files of all time. But this shoot was the X-Files were strange, but this shoot beat the X-Files by 10.
Wow. Well, you don't get bigger than the Wachowski-brothers.
Right.
And so, I mean, hell, you've starred alongside Arnold Schwarzenegger and Running Man and Predator, but now it's Jesse Ventura in a Wachowski-brothers movie. Do you have any idea when it's coming out?
No idea whatsoever. Like I said, I don't even know what the whole script is. I went there, I did what they asked me to do. I was happy to do so. It was a great experience that day. They're super professional, they're great people, and I have great respect for them.
Were they secretive about it?
Yeah. I'd say they were, because you never saw a script. They just told me what they wanted me to do. They just they put me into the wardrobe. They made me up look like I said, John Travolta on Battlefield Earth almost. And then I just sat there, and it was so funny, Alex, because when I got into talking about it, and I think I achieved what they want, I completely forgot about what I looked like. and I'm sure that's what they wanted out of it.
Well, certainly if it's criticizing the Iraq war, it's going to be powerful. I guess it's probably going to be like android, robotic humans 100 years from now with some history of what happened in our times. I would imagine.
Alex, that's exactly what it is, basically. It's them assessing and analyzing what happened now.
So it's going to be like a history of what happened in our times.
Yeah. Only 100 years from now, it's strange people like what you'll see what I look like.
And it'll probably, I'm just guessing, we'll see if I'm right in a year or two whenever this comes out, it will probably then morph into the future and then a fictional future, kind of the Wachowski-brothers guessing what human development and merger with the machines like Ray Kurzweil talks about happening.
Could be. Your guess is as good as mine.
Well, we're going to find out as soon as this movie comes out. And I guess you don't know what a tentative name is either.
Nothing. All I did, it was a one-day shoot. They did what they called a favorite nations contract. That's where when you who else? They had Salman Rushdie too. I didn't see him. I'm trying to recall the list of all the people they got, but Salman Rushdie is going to be in it. And so all I know, and when I mean favorite nations, that's where they go out, and if they hire about 10 stars to do cameos, you all get paid the same amount of money. I mean, they got a flat rate of money. Here it is if you want to do it. And so, but there's no real negotiations or anything that go on.
No, that's what happened with Scanner Darkly that I was in. I basically got paid the same thing as Keanu Reeves or Woody Harrelson or Winona Ryder, and it was the same thing in Waking Life. Rick Linklater just said, I want you to rant about the left-right paradigm, and then I drove around for a few hours, and that's basically was edited down into the film. Sure. So that sounds pretty exciting. Oh, yeah. No, I'm going to be real interested to see this film. Incredible. Jesse, we're going to come back. We got 2 more segments with you. I want to start in depth getting into the book. Already a bestseller, folks. Only been out, 4 or 5 days. Came out Monday. It's March 12th. Came out March 8th. American Conspiracies with Governor Jesse Ventura. We'll go through these hardcore chapters and more straight ahead. Stay with us.